Take a look at this. This has been depressing Browns fans all week when I've shown it. These are the skill position players who are under contract who have made somewhat significant stats, at least, in the NFL. You got Kenny Pickett, Deshaun Watson not expected to play, so you got Kenny Pickett as the lone quarterback. You got Jerome Ford and Pierre Strong. Those guys have not really had a lot of success in the NFL. Jerry Jeudy had a great year. Cedric Tillman missed the last 6-7 games with a concussion. David Bell hadn't done much. Jamari Thrash would be on that, but again, didn't play a lot. David Njoku banged up and really, after having a pretty good year, didn't have a great year. There's not a lot of guys that if I'm a defensive coordinator, I look at that and there isn't anybody that I think, man, how do we take him away? There's nobody that threatens the defense. I guess Jerry Jeudy does somewhat, but I don't think defensive coordinators are staying up late at night saying, how do we keep the ball out of Jerry Jeudy's hands?
No, absolutely not. I mean, as currently constructed right there, if they walked in with anything similar to what you just showed in that graphic, that would probably be the worst offense in football heading into next year, right? So I think you certainly talk about if they have an opportunity to get Cam Ward at second overall, I think you take that opportunity, right? I think this is a deep running back class where you can look at one or even two picks in this draft. You know, they have a lot of 6th-round picks. They have a lot of late-round picks. You could talk about Cleveland maybe even getting two running backs in a deep class, with different skill sets. Look at receiver. You're right. You have to find answers beyond Jerry Jeudy. Cedric Tillman showed some vertical ability last year, especially when Jameis Winston was throwing him the ball, but we don't know if that's a long-term answer. And you mentioned guys like David Bell who really haven't done much yet, or Jamari Thrash hasn't done much yet in their career. In tight end, you always want depth at tight end, right? David Njoku's a really good starter. You want some depth behind him, especially a guy who can fill in as a blocker. So there's certainly a lot of work to be done. And with the Browns having, 10 draft picks to work with, they're going to have to find some answers, especially not just the star power. We know they're trying to find that early, but especially the depth behind those guys that they see as viable answers.
Yeah, guys role players, for lack of a better term, that have a specific skill that can add to an offense.